In this video, I'm going to be philosophizing on linear and non-linear direct perception processes, a philosophy of perception. Linear thinking is contrary to what is most conducive to meaningful living. Nothing in existing is linear. All things are boundness to the situatedness of existence. As to mean everything is always in these constant dynamic associations, which there are specific causa-é-efieto, dinâmico, associações, that the boundness para o sistema é existência, allowance for more of a deeper understanding of acepçãosos regarding mente-corpo that are internalizado into more of these individualized processes in which we can engage the iluminação acepçãomenos. Boundness para o situalidade de existência, como existência prova de situalidade, como uma mosto bem chega é necessariamente necessário condições, dinâmico, processos, ligadamente auto e rodia, perto e longe, internalizado, acepçãoso informação, conectividade e associatividade de linguagem processos, acepçãoso acrescimado específico, acepçãodades processos, cultivo, acepçãoso, ligadamente vivendo acepçãoso. And this means that the situatedness of existing, as we're able to better calibrate our mind and body to the meaningful, existing, true, well-calibrated psychological truths of existencia regarding causa-é-efieto, dynamical associações, or cause and effect dynamical associations, allowance for better calibratory, meaningful thinking that's actually correct in regards to the meaningful criteria, as we exist always in relation to the situatedness. And if things are situated, then as a must, be good enough in necessarily necessary conditions, meaningful perception, action, and or behavior prerequisites dynamical, non-linear direct perception. And it couldn't otherwise be so. As to some whom think linear cause and effect dynamics is what constitute meaningful living, tend to experience a greater amount of negativities that are the meaninglessnesses and arbitraриnesses and pointlessnesses, direct and indirect to the absurdities existing near and far the self, to which there some access to easier knowledge is less some and more some in regards to the pursuit of dynamical, non-linear, meaningful, easier access to knowledge from existing prior inferences that are well calibrated, drawing from meaning interpretations that aren't stuck in the ideas of linearity as being the ideal or perfect, and the actual factual perfection is to be found in the nonlinearities, the acceptance of subjectivity as being good enough, and allowancing for the component parts and processes to be meaningful in the combinatory, configuratory sequencing of meaningful information that we can dynamically, with no one correct answer, but a set of limited correct answers within a domain of infinites that are different in regards to other infinites that are actually factually incorrect. Meaninglessnesses and arbitrarynesses and pointlessnesses to those absurdities, existing to the surrounds of specific vague concepts of what we think something means but doesn't actually mean so, in which to access easier knowledge, well-defined meaning interpretations as must be good enough and necessarily necessary conditions calibrated to the meanings existing to those terms as we composition them correctly within the sentences and paragraphs of thought that entire books and libraries can be storage housing meaningful information within mente-corpo connectividade that the auto processes, and which we can engage freedom's thinking through non-linearity instead of this meaningless linear thought doing some no good work but to increase the trivialities that hamper meaningful existing. And that's all I want to say for this video. Hope you have an awesome one and keep on developing those acepçãodes.